Hey everybody, got some quick thoughts for you today on the topic of empowerment. What I believe is one of the most essential qualities that a good leader can have. I really believe that good leaders might be powerful, but great leaders are the ones who are giving away that power to other people. And that's actually what empowerment means. To empower someone means to give them power. And so what does that look like for those of us who lead organizations, who lead teams, who lead ministries, nonprofits? What's it look like to truly empower other people? Because I think it's a misunderstood term. And I know as I look at my leadership journey, there have been a lot of times when I've thought to myself, I'm sure that I'm an empowering leader. But I don't know that I really ever had a good definition or a good grasp on what it meant to be empowering. So today I just want to give you three things that I think might help us define empowerment. And specifically when we say we're going to give power to someone else, what kind of power are we giving to them? Especially for those of us who have the task and responsibility of leading another person and of managing them. So let me give you three things here. The first thing that I think we can give power to our team members, to our employees, the first area where we can give them power is to give them power to decide. I think we can give the people that work with us the power to actually be able to make decisions. Now, I understand that this can come with an asterisk next to it or some caveats depending on if the person is brand new or young or new in a role. But I think what we should always be working towards with the people we lead is how quickly can we get to the point where we can give them the power to actually make decisions. Because see, it's in the process of making decisions that we grow. It's in the process of making decisions that we have the ability to evaluate those decisions and learn how to do better and how to be better in our role. So I think we start by figuring out, okay, what does it look like to give them the power to decide? And for those of us that are leaders, a lot of times that means that we have to hold back on our opinion and allow them to work through the process of coming to a decision. Now that decision still might have to get run by you as the leader, but give them the ability and give them the power to go through the process of making a decision. And then before you shoot that decision down, let them walk through with you how they came to the decision. Because eventually in your organization, what you want more than anything is you want as many people as possible who are capable of making decisions. So let them make decisions. The second way that we can empower them is give them the power to take action. So this is the step that comes after just making a decision, is actually to act on the decision that is made. Now again, it doesn't mean that this is universal power. It doesn't mean you give them a blank check just to act on anything they want. But I know with the teams that I lead, I am always looking for areas where I can say, look, you have permission and power to take action here, to take action without worry about repercussion. I might disagree with an action that someone takes. I might disagree with a decision they made in a moment. But my commitment as a leader is that they're never going to pay a price for doing that. They're never going to pay a price for taking an action based on a decision if it's in an area that they've been given power. Instead, I'll come around and say, well, let's run the tape back on that. Let's evaluate it. Let's talk about the action you took. Let's think about other actions. But even if I am course correcting with them, I always try to make sure that what I'm validating is the fact that they made a decision and that they took action. It is possible to say to someone, you know what? I think next time we should do this way, but wow, I am so glad that you looked at things, took a decisive action and kept things moving forward. So I think we give them the power to decide. I think we give them the power to act. And then I'll give you the third one, and it's my favorite because it's the hardest for me. I think we have to give people the power to fail. And that failure looks like sometimes losing money. Sometimes it looks like a bad decision, but I think we have to set our people up so they actually have the power to do things the wrong way. And here's here's the key to all of this, that they have the power to fail without their job being on the line, without anger coming from you as their manager or as their boss, that they have the power to fail, to learn from that failure. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about every possible kind of failure, but just imagine the scenario. You have an employee who you have empowered to do a job. They make decisions, they take action, and it doesn't work out the way that they hoped it would. They lose money, a deal falls through. A ministry that was supposed to get launched runs into some hiccups or some hurdles. I think an empowering leader in those situations does not penalize someone for trying, does not penalize someone, does not shame someone for taking those steps. Instead, what we do as leaders is we coach. We coach them through that. Okay, great. I know it stinks to fail at something. I know this didn't go the way we wanted it to, but still we validate the fact that they took action, and then we come alongside of them and say, okay, what does it look like to do this differently the next time? So I think empowering leaders give power to decide, to think, give power to act, the power to move forward, and then we even give people the power to fail, because it's through those things that we learn. Now, maybe you're hearing me say all this and going, man, I just can't do that. There's too much pressure on me. My encouragement to you would be just to think about the big picture. What do you want your team and your organization to look like? Do you really want to be the only person capable of deciding, capable of taking action, or capable of pivoting and recalibrating after a failure? Most of the leaders that I work with, one of their biggest complaints is that they don't have enough. I don't have enough people. I have to do everything. I'm the one making all the decisions. No one is supporting me. Maybe it's possible that the reason that you don't have those things is because you're not giving that power to people, and you're not walking through the process of someone actually developing as a leader. Because first of all, you didn't become a great leader without someone giving you permission to decide, permission to act, and permission to fail. And you learned and grew from those things, and that's how you got to the position you're in now. And if you want other people in your organization to be powerful, to be able to do those things, you have got to guide them through that process. You have to walk with them through that. You have to be patient with them as they're making those decisions. So this week, within your teams, think it through. What does it look like to empower? Who on my team is ready to be able to be given the freedom to make decisions, to take action? And how am I going to respond when someone on my team drops the ball, when someone on my team fails? I think these are important questions for all of us to consider in our leadership.